Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sir Cypher here. Let's play Steel Division Normandy 44, which is a World War II RTS by Eugen Systems, the makers of the Wargame series. It has a lot of similarities to those Wargame games, but it has some new stuff too, and obviously it isn't set in World War II rather than the Cold War. I'm going to be playing through at least the American campaign, which is about the Normandy landings, as the name of the game might have clued you in on, but I might play the other ones too. So, hope you enjoy.
Last night, American and Allied airborne forces boarded their planes and took off towards France. Shortly after midnight this morning, and despite the German anti-aircraft defenses, our boys set foot behind enemy lines in Normandy. In the meantime, at dawn, the greatest armada ever assembled opened fire and proceeded to land assault troops on the shores of France. The liberation of Europe is underway as we speak.
Both airborne divisions have been blown to the four winds all over the Cotentin Peninsula. Let's hope it'll disorganize the Germans as we planned. Half the men have been misdropped, sir, including ourselves. We seem to have landed at the boundaries between our 82nd and the 101st. Way too far from the division's objectives at St. Mary-Glise and the bridges over the Merderet River. Yet, we aren't the only ones completely off mark. The first amphibious assault wave has just hit the beach right on schedule, but much further south than planned. That is, just east of our present position. New orders from Division HQ, sir. You are placed in charge of a provisional task force, gathering any isolated paratroopers in the area, whatever their unit, and securing Eau-de-Ville-la-Hubert to allow our ground force to exit the beach as quickly as possible. The city and vicinities are held by a mere company of infantry. We must seize it as quickly as possible and put Eau-de-Ville in a state of defense to repel any attempts by the Germans to recapture it, and then counterattack quickly to open the way. The German coastal defenses are manned by auxiliary troops of poor military value, but they are supported by heavy guns. Any help we could provide in destroying those guns would hasten the amphibious forces' advance inland.
Here's our objective, Eau-de-Ville. Compose your battle group.
So this might look familiar to you if you've played any of the other Eugen strategy games like the Wargame series, but in these, you don't have an unlimited amount of units. You kind of almost have like a deck of cards of your units, and each card gives you a certain number of a certain unit at a certain time, at a certain veterancy, and once you run out, you run out. So you have to be very careful about your units in combat, because sometimes you'll only get one or two of a key unit, and if you lose it, your whole army falls apart. Now this is the default one they've given us. I'm going to kind of quickly go through this because the annoying advisor guy is going to talk over me as soon as I click on a unit. But there's a few suboptimal choices that I want to solve. First, I want to get rid of this. Yeah. So I'm getting rid of the 60 millimeter mortars, which are just not powerful enough to really make a big difference in my opinion, and replacing them with some 105 howitzers because we're going to need the range. I'm also going to get rid of this glider leader because I think we're going to have enough leaders.
Airborne rifles are the best light infantry Uncle Sam can muster. We should spread them and keep them moving to overrun enemy
Yeah. Thank you, guy. Get rid of that. Get rid of those extra leaders, and getting just some regular rifles. I'm gonna get rid of this 50 cal.
M20 command cars are our cavalry. Their 50 caliber machine guns will pin down the enemy.
Now, if all that doesn't really make sense to you, don't worry. You'll see what happens.
Troops ready for deployment, sir. Just give the order to launch the offensive when you're ready.
Okay, so these are our allied troops coming in from the beaches up here. We have more allied troops from the 82nd over here. And the enemy is in this town here. Now, there's also going to be all sorts of enemies between us and the beach, but we don't have to worry about that right at the moment. Our main problem is taking this town and then preventing any possible enemy counterattacks. You see here we kind of have a smattering of infantry to start with. This is an airborne group, so no real heavy vehicles, no tanks, just some just infantry and some light anti-tank guns and light vehicles. These are our requisition points, which are basically our resource. You get a certain amount of them every so often, every minute, and then you can use them to call in more units. So we're going to call in a couple of units at the start here because I have a plan. Step one is we want this. We want airborne engineers because they have flamethrowers. You can hold down C to see line of sight, and this town has line of sight basically of this whole field. So this field is going to be a death trap. This field is going to be a death trap. So we want to avoid that if possible, but they can't see across this hedgerow. So we can use that to our advantage. So we're going to get some airborne engineers, and we're also going to get a light anti-tank gun because we need to have at least some anti-tank capability. This little symbol here means that these units have short-range anti-tank, like bazookas, but that's only 100 meters, and most engagement with tanks are way farther than that. It's very rare that they'll get close enough to infantry that you can really use that effectively. So I think that's pretty good. Might also bring a medium machine gun here to set up a base of fire. Okay, so now let's start. Step one, take these engineers, move them there, get these rifles, move them there, unhitch this tank, this anti-tank gun, move the rest of these units forward. Now, scouting is very important. These units with binoculars are scouts, and you typically want to put them on hold fire because otherwise, as soon as they see something, they're going to start shooting at it, which will reveal them, and then they'll get killed, and that makes them pretty ineffective as scouts. So we're going to avoid that. We're going to stop here at this orchard because as soon as we go through the orchard, they're going to see us. And we're going to move up these mortars here, get them ready to go. We're also going to take this medium machine gun, probably put it there. That's a good spot. To prepare for our assault on this town. Okay, so now we have some scouting here. Maybe I'll move these pathfinders here, actually. We've got our flamethrowers ready to go. We've got some more infantry here for this flanking maneuver. Move these scouts up here. You can see here there's some German flat guns shooting at these bombers. But we don't have time to worry about that right now. Okay, so we're starting to see some infantry now. So we're going to go here. All right, so now let's go see what's over here. So machine gun covering the road. I just torched the thing, which is the best option. Looks like we have a bunch of Osttruppen coming through here. I am going to need to get my anti-tank gun in position for this light armored car. Anything with an armor value basically can't be destroyed with small arms fire. You need something a little bit stronger. Okay, these mortars are pinning these guys down. Oh man, my machine gun can't get a good line of sight here on these infantry. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now my anti-tank gun's opening up on these guys. Moving forward, these rifles. I'm gonna start leapfrogging my flamethrower infantry up here. Rifles are moving forward. Mortars are continuing to lay down a base of fire. They have a supply truck here giving them more ammo. All right. Redeploying my little machine gun here. Making sure I got a good base of fire. I like to say words like base of fire. Makes me sound like I know what I'm talking about. All right. So we keep moving up these flamethrowers. We need to get these guys into cover. All right, look at this. Okay. So all these guys are basically getting penned up in here, which means I can make rather short work of them with mortars. Even though these are light mortars, they're gonna be enough to do the trick. I've also got my 30 caliber machine gun here, hosing them down. All right. So the enemy are falling back into this forest. Sometime if a unit's falling back, if you advance into it, they'll just surrender. All right. Things seem to be going pretty well.
We haven't secured the objective yet, Major. Keeping the enemy
Oh, come on. We basically have.
could ease our progression.
All right. We're like 90% of the way there. There's just a couple dudes left. Wonder if my flamethrower can hit them from here. That might be too far away. Might move my flamethrower troops across the street here, so they'll be in range with their flamethrower. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna set this to slow, which is a little bit of a cop out though. But while I bring in all of my stuff, I'm gonna need to defend this town. Which is mostly going to be lots of machine guns, lots of scouts, lots of infantry, and even more anti-tank guns. Actually, probably even more machine guns, really. So, I don't know if this is the purpose of this game, but, you know, and this is a bit of a side note as I set up my defense for this road here. But one of the big sort of differences in a war is not just technology, but it's also doctrine. And the American doctrine, at least I don't know if it was this way the whole time, but there was a lot of proponents for the American doctrine for, you know, how to fight a war, was that the most important thing was riflemen, and that basically the idea is if you have you know, basically, you know, the whole purpose is for riflemen to seize territory, and then you have like automatic weapons that are there to support the infantry, things like machine guns and stuff. And the German doctrine was that basically infantry are just there to protect the machine guns, and the machine guns are the primary like offensive thing. This game seems to show that basically the German doctrine is correct, because a unit is really only as good as its best weapon, like as its longest range weapon. And, you know, machine guns are just really good. So I'm going to keep moving all these machine guns around. Put a machine gun here. Put a machine gun here. Get an anti-tank gun in these woods. Oh, I need more anti-tank guns. Shoot. Oh my goodness. So, just trying to get all my my ducks in a row here. I get some pathfinders here. Gonna need some scouting. Gonna get more pathfinders here. Get some infantry. Get some more recon, because you can never have too much recon. And then get some airborne engineers here. So flamethrower guys are another kind of good unit to set as like passive, because basically then the enemy will just get up right close to them, and they'll be hidden until they shoot their oh crap, I got a 57 millimeter tank gun. Forgot about this. Okay. So we'll get that there. We'll get the machine gun in between the this is actually kind of a crappy spot for a machine gun. It can only see into the field. I'm gonna put it I guess I'll put it in this house here. Oh my god. There's just like one last like commando unit of like troops here that won't leave. Gotta get these guys here. More recon, because you can never have too much recon. Recon is like the way you win this game. I can put this recon here. Be back up in case I lose like another unit of recon. Get this supply unit. I think we're doing pretty well here. Maybe some airborne rifles here. Got these flamethrower guys we're gonna put in the woods here. Maybe an I don't think they're gonna drive a thing in here, but let's see here. Let's see what else. What else we got? I've got 3 anti-tank guns covering the road. That's quite a lot of anti-tank. Okay, so now we're in phase B, which means we can get other stuff like the wonderful heavy machine guns, and maybe some howitzers. I really want another heavy machine gun. I can put it over here. So these light medium machine guns go 600 meters each one of these things is 200 meters, so they really only go to like here. We really need the heavy machine guns go 800 meters, so actually I want to get so medium machine guns are just not as good as heavy machine guns. Okay, get that there. And I actually might want to even get a supply vehicle for the heavy machine guns. You can never have too many heavy machine guns. Anyway, here comes the enemy coming down the road. We've got stuff everywhere. So basically, they go here. They have to dismount. They have no idea where all this stuff is coming from because my pathfinders are scouting them, and then everything is just going to open up on them, which is how you want it, right? You want it to be, oh, shoot. No, don't kill my heavy machine gun. Where can I put these pathfinders? Maybe I'll put them there. So we're going to put this Jeep supply truck here, so hopefully it doesn't get shot at. So anyway, the best defense is they don't even know where you are. Where you just, they have to dismount at long range. Oh man, don't kill my supply Humvee. God damn it. My supply Jeep, no. Okay, so they killed my supply Jeep, which makes me kind of upset, but you know, we'll get over it. The reason I wanted that is heavy machine guns go through an obscene amount of ammo. Maybe I'll just put it over there and then I'll sneak it back. But anyway, so here we are. There's about 50 machine guns covering the road. We have infantry to either side, screening the machine guns in case anybody tries to flank them, which is kind of the doctrine where the infantry are just there to support the machine guns. And anybody who tries to come through here is going to have a really bad time. So one thing I want to get is some longer range artillery. The mortars, yeah, they don't really go that far. I don't know if this will tell me the range. Oh, here we go. So they only go this far, which is enough to attack these people, but anything further back, they're not going to be able to shoot at. So we'll bring in some heavy howitzers. Just continue to shoot at these guys at long range. So for vehicles, the yellow number represents how powerful the gun is, and the little silver number, let's see if we can go find one on a tank up here, represents how powerful the armor is. So typically a 11 gun, you know, can shoot through a 10 armor, for example. Anti-tank guns just have the penetration stat, right? Because obviously they don't need to, you know, they don't have armor because they're just some dudes. Okay, looks like I need to get these infantry closer up here because my machine gun. Oh, here we go. My machine gun is it's getting hit here. So now I'll see if I can sneak my Jeep over here so I can supply these machine guns. 50 cals only have 1,500 rounds, and they can burn through those very, very quickly. So here you see these are scouts too. These are some motorcycle scouts. So the enemy's here shooting at my airborne engineers, or my airborne rifles. But they're all bunched up here, so I should be able to take them out. Oh no. Let's see here. I might need to bring another machine. What can I bring? Maybe. So most of these enemy troops don't have guns, so maybe I'll actually just bring a command little armored car. See what happens. So bring in some mortars. Maybe I should have these guys shoot. They can help out here. So I'm going to put this little command vehicle here. And I'm going to bring these infantry up to support it. This is quite probably a bad idea, but you know what? I'm going to do it anyway. And maybe bring some glider rifles here. So the enemy came through this forest here, but I have these flamethrower guys here for a reason. So what's this? So this is just a little command vehicle, but it does have a 50 cal on it. And it does have armor. So it can take a beating. I don't actually know if this 50 cal is in the zone of supply. Maybe it is. Anyway, I want to get another howitzer here when I have a chance. Oop. So, I guess I can sneak these glider rifles here. You can see my command truck can kind of blast them. Let's get some more shots there with these mortars. And let's bring in another howitzer. So, let's see. So what I would really like is if I can take out this artillery here, because that's being rather annoying. And let's see here. So yeah, my command truck's actually doing a good job here. There's nothing really here that can hurt it. Man, what is this? I really want to kill this thing, whatever that is. Okay, so got another howitzer here now. And we'll get these guys here. Oh, these guys are out of ammo. Get more ammo for my little mortars. Looks like they're counter battery firing my little allies' howitzers. All right, let's stop. Let's reload. Duck, 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 duck. Yeah, I think this machine gun's not in range. Oh well. So it looks like they're coming through this forest again. Hit them with more mortars. What do I want to do here? I don't want to bring up a command. Oh man, they have flamethrowers too. Shoot. Let's see, what do I want to get? Could maybe use an airborne leader. I don't think there's actually any in range of... Oh, yeah, this guy should get here. No, they blew up my AT gun. I may move these jeeps back a little bit before they explode and kill everyone. And let's see. So there's a secondary objective you can do, which is send some infantry in here to blow up these howitzers, the 88 millimeters, but I'm just not going to do it. So I'm kind of tempted to just drive my... This is a really bad idea, but let's go see where this artillery is. Okay, there it is. So I'm just gonna oh no! 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 So obviously they have an anti-tank gun there, which blew up my poor command little APC. So that was a lesson there on why you don't do that. That was an instructive lesson. So the enemy's got my little artillery battery pinned down here, but the tanks are almost here. So I think we're gonna be okay. Get these engineers back in their little house. I really want to kill that artillery, but I have no idea where it is. So one thing you can see about how basically pointless everything is but the automatic weapon in a squad is like they haven't shot a single shot from their rifles, but they're out of machine gun ammo. That's very, very common. So looks like the tanks are here. I haven't really called in that much extra stuff because there wasn't really been a need. Just kind of holding them off. Doing okay. I'll just have these glider rifles. Do a little scouting.
New orders from division, Major. Time to counterattack and open the way to St. Mary Glees.
So now we're supposed to counterattack. Although first my flamethrower troops need to like roast these guys. So, alright, so we'll move forward here. Problem is I don't actually have that much infantry. But fortunately, there's going to be like a saturation bombardment that's about to happen here. So there's all these heavy bombers here. They're going to blow all this stuff up. Hopefully they kill these really annoying... No, of course they didn't. That would be too easy. Okay. Alright, so we're going to move forward here with these rifles. Maybe move this heavy machine gun to a forward position. We've got leader here. Move forward some advanced recon so I can tell what's here. Yeah, so that wasn't so bad. Oh, these stupid artillery. Kill them! Kill them, you jerkwads. So we're gonna just keep moving forward. I'll call in some more glider rifles. They can help. Let's get some airborne leaders here. Because the last thing I do, I'm gonna kill these stupid howitzers. They've killed so many of my people. I'm actually going to move these because I don't want to lose them. And the enemy basically seems to have them zeroed in. Whereas my own artillery can't seem to, like... Come on. You jerkwads. Alright, so I'm going to move in these guys now. Got more glider rifles coming in. Getting close enough so my mortars can attack these things. Oh, you jerkwads. So, you know, I'm just going to attack move everybody towards the enemy. God damn it. There we go. Yeah. The howitzer lived. Don't worry, I'll kill it next time. So, after every battle, there's a little thing about, you know, like how typically in an RTS you don't really care, like, you know, like what units died and stuff. But in this it's important because, you know, like I said, you have a limited amount, and to a limited effect, your units that survive from one mission in the campaign carry over to the next, and any experience they get is added to them. As you can see, we only lost a couple things. Lost a couple supply jeeps because they got hit by enemy artillery. I think we also lost this 37 millimeter gun to artillery. Lost that M20 command truck to an AT gun. But overall, pretty good. So hopefully that was interesting to people. And look forward. I'm going to keep playing through the next few missions of the campaign. Thank you for watching, and have a nice day.